Hello and welcome back to the Wizards Arena. We're on day 4 of Strixhaven. This day is a lot of the green-blue stuff. Not many cards today that are worth talking about, and quite a few of the cards we're talking about are low to mid-range for standard, a little more viable in commander. So let's get in there. Augmenter. 2 green in the colors for 3/3 Trampling Troll Druid. Well, no valid creature types here. And as long as you control 8 or more lands, he gets +5/+5. So he becomes an 8/8 for 3. So that's good early. That's good late game. And on his flip side, because he's the flip card for today, we get Echoing Equation. 3 and 2 blue. Choose target creature you control. Each other creature you control becomes a copy of it until end of turn, except those creatures aren't legendary. Well, this is stupid good, but it does cost quite a bit of mana for this effect, and it requires you to have a board presence. So that brings this down a little bit. Overall, because the troll's pretty good early game, 3 for 3/3 tramples, nothing to sneeze at. And he does get bigger late game, so if you draw him late game and you got a bunch of lands and you're ramping, sure. So overall, I think this 2-side card gets bumped up from a 5 to a 6 because it has 2 modes, and it's probably about the same in Commander. Next up, we have... Did I shrink this down? Accomplished Alchemist. 3 in the green for 2/4 elf that taps for 1 mana of any color. Okay, so this is a 4 mana Bird of Paradise with a second ability. Tap, add X mana of any one color, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. So maybe in a green-white deck, this will do a lot of stuff. Standard, like, I was going to give it a 3, but the body being a 2/5 is pretty beefy. So I'll give it a 4. Commander's where this shines, so that's a 7. Next up, we have a Google translation. Oh, baby. It's everything you always wanted, right? This says here, 3 green, 3 blue, make an make a 0/0 token. That's a fractal creature. Put X +1/+1 counters on it, where X equals the number of cards in your library. Well, that's stupid big. But it's 6 mana, has no evasion, it has nothing going on with it. It's just a big dumb creature. Standard, it's a 4. Commander, if you combo it up with something, it's a 6. But yeah, nothing super exciting. Next up, we have Crackle with Power. Oh boy, it's time to do some math, people. Hopefully I can do math right. Okay. 2 red, triple X. Crackle with Power deals 5 times X damage to each of X targets. Okay. So we're going to spend 3 on X. 3 times. So we're going to do, for 11 mana, we're going to do 15 damage to 3 targets. So we're doing 45 damage total. Booga. Okay. Yeah, even though Team of Ramp's a thing in Standard, I think this is a 3. I don't see this getting used that much. But in Commander, I think this is a 7 because of all the artifact ramp, and you can fork it, copy it, twin cast it. Like, there's a lot of ways to just repeat this effect over and over again. So even with you spending 2 on all the manas, sorry, Dante was being a pain. 2, 4, 6. So even with the cat is trying to knock everything over. Even with spending 8 mana. Hold on a second, folks. I'm sorry. Sir. Okay. Moving on. So he's a 7 because of all the twin casting you can get. Commander. Next up, we got another fun Google translation. Green and a blue. You can have target creature you control fight target creature you don't control, or you can make them spend 3 more mana on a spell. Pretty good. I like it. It's more useful, I feel like, in standard, because having all this versatility in standard. So it's like 6. In commander, it's not too bad. Like, early game is better, but late game, all it is a fight spell. So it's a 4 in commander. I do really like versatility in commander, but this is one of the few cases where it's not that good. Okay, a green mythic. Ecological appreciation. X, green, 2 colorless. Search your library and graveyard for 4 creature cards with different names that each have mana value of X or less. So, at least you get to have the less MV cost. An opponent chooses 2 of those cards. Those that get shuffled back, and the other 2 go on the battlefield. So, the thing with this one is, I don't think it's going to be really a thing in standard. I think in standard it's only a 3. But in internal format and commander, it's a 6. It's just really mana intensive, and you're not going to get the cards you really, really want. But you can make them have some hard choices. So that's why it's good. Next up, we have the red mastery. I really like the green and the black one. Let's see if they can make the red one good. 3 and 2 red. You may pay 2 and 2 red, so the discount here is not that great. If this was played for 2 and 2 red cost, an opponent discards any number of cards they want and redraws that many. Well, that sounds terrible. That's really bad. What do you get to do? Search for 3 cards, put them into your hand, shuffle your deck, and discard 3 at random. So this is like Gamble for 3 cards. And we all know how Gamble works. You get the card into your hand and you end up discarding it. So this simply just comes down to being bad. Like, I don't like it. You don't get to dump stuff into your yard efficiently. Like, yeah, it's a 2. Like, if I could always dump stuff into my yard, it would be better. Your opponent can just cycle all the crap out of their hand. That's not good either. Like, if it was 2 red mana, then maybe. But, like, this is just so overcosted. Your opponent gets such a big advantage. And even in Commander, this is not good. I just don't like this card at all. Next up, we got this crazy thing. Green and a blue and X make a fractal token. And it has X +1/+1 counters on where X is the number you're spending it. Like, it's okay. I think for standard it's a 4. Commanding potential could do more. It's a 6. Next up, we got sorry folks. We got more Google translation incoming. Oh baby. But this is a good one. This is 2 and 2 red. You discard a dragon card and you deal X damage, where X is the mana value of the dragon that you discarded, to everything in play except dragons. And then you exile this card. This is sweet. You get the Wrath the board. It's the current Wrath. I like red getting more Wrath effects that make sense for red. In standard, it's got to compete with Storm's Wrath. I think so so that's a 5. Because you have to have 2 cards to make this work. In Commander, though, woo baby, it's a 7. Maybe an 8. Just flirting with it. But it's really good. Next up. Oh gosh, guys. This guy's so good. Colorless and a white for a 2/2 with Magecraft. Cleric too, so we're pushing clerics here hard. After reading this guy, I think all we need now is a really good 1-drop cleric, and we can play clerics all day long. Okay, Magecraft. What happens? When you do your Magecraft, then creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Not a creature, all your creatures. Your board gets +1/+1. Even he gets +1/+1 till end of turn. This is so far the best card we have seen today. It is an 8. It is an 8 in Commander. It's an 8 in Standard. It's an 8 in Modern. It's probably going to be an 8 in Pioneer. Definitely an 8 in Historic. And it might even make waves in Legacy. It's just so good. It's everything on your board gets +1/+1. So good. What do we got next, gang? I feel like it's going to be a letdown compared to that thing. Okay, this guy. What's he bringing to the party? 4 green-blue hybrid for 2/2. When he enters the battlefield, make a 0/0 fractal token. Put X +1/+1 counters on where X is your hand size. Okay, so with 4 mana, I probably got like a 3 or 4 hand size. We'll say 4. So, for 4 mana, you're getting 6 total power. A 2/2 and a 4/4. It's not horrible. It's just very dependent. But for 4 cards in hand, yeah, we'll just call it a 4. In Commander, it even weakens a little bit more. It's just, there's better things to play for 4 mana in green-blue. I'll play like Prime Speaker and stuff like that. Like, no, I'm not playing this guy. Sorry. Manifest Sage. You seem good, but... Okay, this guy. Continuing the cycle of the 2 colors with the hybrid in the middle. Colors, a green, a blue, and a green-blue hybrid. 3/4 Turtle Druid. So 2 creature types that aren't relevant. Great. When he comes into play, search for a basic forest or basic island and put on the battlefield. Then shuffle. So the closest thing to this we currently have is like Wood Elves. It's 2 and a green. You go get a forest and put into play. I don't know why this couldn't been like just a 2/2 or 1/4, and you can go get a forest or an island and put it into play. It would have been made a lot better. You just seem to be paying way too much mana for this guy. He just doesn't seem that good compared to the other guys we've seen. In standard, I don't think he's going to get used much. He'll be a 3. In commander, though, for the budget players out there, he's a 6. Bant would like him. Green Blue would like him. Timur would like him. So there's lots of things you can do with him. Sultai likes this. So it helps with ramping. Next up, what do we got? We got a stadium. We're going to party, play games. Like, that one that starts with Q in those book series? Oh, wait, we can't say that. That's copyright infringement. 3. Tap for a colorless. Put a point counter on the stadium. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, remove a point counter. Boo! You took damage. The crowd boos you. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to an opponent, put a point counter on it. Yay! Then if it has 10 or more counters on it, remove them all, and target player loses the game. That target being the one that smacked you. What do we think for standard? I don't see it working out too good. So boo, 3, like maybe with the green Squirrel Legend, but Commander, I could see like some Pillow Fort decks using this to win, so 7. So we fly around on our brooms and capture things. Next up, Teach by Example. This card's pretty sweet. Again, this seems like the pattern for today. It's 3 in standard, and it's going to be a 7 in commander. Why is that? Well, 2 blue-red hybrid. Whenever you cast your next instant or sorcery, copy it. So it enables what you're trying to do with this set. I wish this set was 2 sets for the block. Like, again, this is another set that suffers from being a new plane and not enough cards to fully explore it. But yeah, in non-standard formats, this card's better, especially EDH. More forks. We'll take that all day long. Team Pennant. Woo! And the crowd goes wild. Okay, this is a 1 mana artifact. It's an equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 vigilance and trample. Pretty cool. Equip it to a token for 1. Woohoo! Equip it to a creature regularly for 3. I think in standard it's only a 3. It's just not that good. In commander you can build tokens themes, so this would be a 6. Moving on. Okay, guys. Tenured Inkcaster. I read this twice, got really excited, and then read it a 3rd time and realized it costs 5 and not like 3. So 4 and a black for a Vampire Warlock. Whenever he enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. Whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it attacks, each opponent loses a life, you gain a life. This is made for a very specific deck. I feel he's overcosted. So in commander, standard, pretty much everything under the sun, it's a 3. In a very particular deck, this is good. it's too much mana probably to be useful in anything but that specific deck. Like, it just seems way too overcosted. And our final card of today, Day 4 previews, is Simone. Green and a blue, legendary human wizard. 1/2. 1 tap, put a land from your hand on the battlefield tap. Okay. 4 in tapper, draw a card. Okay. If you control 8 or more lands, draw 2. Well, this is sweet. Add in that last little clause in of if you have a bunch of lands, she's way better, is super useful. With the Bethnic Druid, she's going to be bombed in Commander. Standard, she's like a 4, maybe a 5. But in Commander, I see her being a 7. If you get out Seaborn Muse, then she's like an 8.5, a 9. But relying on that is just unrealistic. Just take it at a 7 and be happy as you can be. This brings us to the end of Day 4 spoilers. My name's been Dramo with the Wizard Arena. Please like, share, and subscribe and comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. You all have a great day.